Wow. Over at the Drudge Report, it's like, boy, if you just read the right-wing media, there are two things that you know to be absolutely true, or if you listen to Fox News for that matter. I mean, last night I channel surfing. You know that Obamacare is failing. The websites are crashing. Nobody's showing up, but too many people are showing up, but nobody can get through. And, so Obamacare is just an absolute cluster. I mean, it's just an absolute, it's a disaster. And you know that the government shutdown's really no big deal. I mean, over at Drudge, they got headlines like 9 out of 10 IRS workers sent home, but over 1 million still on the job. And Fox News, it's not a shutdown, it's a slowdown. The president in a government shutdown has a lot of discretion over what continues running and what doesn't. And this President Obama, has been trying to manage this government shutdown that the Republicans provoked as a tantrum against Obamacare going into effect. He's been trying to manage this in a way that minimizes its damage to the United States of America and Americans. And that's why over at Fox they can say, oh, it doesn't look like a sky fell in. Just imagine for a minute that we had a Republican president. And, Harry Reid and Nancy Pelosi had shut down the government. What would that Republican president have done? I think you'd see a clue to that in how Ronald Reagan responded to the Professional Air Traffic Controllers Organization, PATCO, the Air Traffic Controllers Union, going on strike in the first months of his presidency. I mean, Reagan had promised them during the campaign in exchange for their support in his election, and they did support they supported him over Jimmy Carter. He promised them that if they would support him, he would support their strike. He got elected. They went on strike. He fired them all. He sent them home. That's it. No more PATCO. No more jobs. Period. Obama should take a lesson from this. I mean, President Obama is being entirely too reasonable. When the Republicans shut down the government because they didn't get their way on Obamacare, when they said that they were going to hold their breath until their faces turned blue because they're unhappy about a law that was passed 3 years ago, and they shut down the government, the president should have said, fine, TSA is being sent home. The only people who can fly are those who are already pre-approved through the TSA pre-program. Otherwise, you're going to have to do it like the Koch brothers do on your own private jet. The pre-program, for those of you who don't know, I'm actually, Louise and I got on it because we fly a lot, and so what the heck. And you have to go down to the TSA, and you give them your fingerprints, and they do a background check on you, and they do this whole thing, and you get this global entry card that gets you through customs line faster, and you also get this pre-certification so that you go through you don't go through the normal, stand in line with 500 people and get x-rayed. You go through a very short line, and there's no x-ray machines at all. They just have a metal detector that you walk through. In fact, you keep your shoes on. And it's maybe 1% of travelers right now, from what I'm seeing at airports that I go through. So everybody else, sorry, can't fly. Because we don't have TSA people to x-ray you. The president should have said that postal delivery, at least in the districts of every Republican member of the House of Representatives, has come to an end. He should have caused some pain. I know that Ronald Reagan would have done that. John McCain would have done that. John Boehner would have done that. It's amazing to me how Democrats are reasonable on these things. I mean, the reason, of course, that the Democrats are reasonable is that the Democrats actually believe that the government that George Washington had 3 horses shot out from under him to create is something of value. Democrats believe in this America that so many of our citizens have fought and died to preserve over the years. Democrats believe in America. On the other hand, Republicans dismiss America. They believe in billionaires, transnational corporations, and an oligarchy where corporations are persons, don't you know? Corporations are persons, my friend. And billionaires have unlimited free speech to buy any politician they want. This is the belief system of the Republican Party. I mean, here's the problem in a nutshell. And maybe you have be interested to know. Do you think I'm crazy here, or that President Obama should have just pushed everybody in this country right to the wall, or should he be doing what he's doing right now, which is doing absolutely everything he possibly can to minimize the damage of this shutdown? The Democrats are facing the same challenge the Native Americans faced when they first confronted the Europeans. If you fight them, you become like them. You lose your own values. On the other hand, if you don't fight them on their own terms, you risk being wiped out. Okay, Geronimo tried that. It didn't work so well ultimately. There's a certain nobility to President Obama's position. It's pretty much, to use the Native American analogy, it's pretty much the position that the surviving tribes took, which is, okay, we're not going to fight you, and we're not going to become you, and we will let you push us around and shove us onto reservations and starve us and keep us in poverty and keep us sick and not give us access to education and not give us rights of citizenship. But, you're going to let us live. So, okay, we'll go along with that. I mean, that's essentially what President Obama is saying to the Republicans. Because the Native Americans were faced with three choices: be wiped out immediately, fight back, or cooperate and be oppressed. And Obama is faced with those three same decisions. And he has chosen to cooperate to a large extent. I mean, they say, he's holding the line, right? He's standing firm. Well, by saying he won't sign anything but a clean continuing resolution. That continuing resolution has sequestration in it. It's the thing that he is saying, that the president is saying he's willing to sign, is the number that the Republicans put on the table. I'd much rather see him kick a little Republican ass, right? I would much rather have him say, to hell with that, and take your dog with you too. It ain't going to happen. For 9 months now, it's been 9 months since the Senate passed a budget and sent it over to the House, and every day for 9 months, John Boehner has refused to have a conference committee to discuss between the House budget and the Senate budget any kind of compromise that would lead to an annual budget, an actual budget for the United States of America. John Boehner has been blocking that process. Right now, John Boehner personally, he's the only guy, is blocking a vote in the House of Representatives on just this continuing resolution that would fund the government for another 6 weeks. And then we get to do this all over again, right? I mean, just think about that. So why doesn't the president, and for that matter, Harry Reid, who used to be a former boxer, why don't they say, we won the election. More Democrats than Republicans voted for there were more Democratic votes for the House of Representatives than Republicans in the last election. There were more Democratic votes for senators. There were more Democratic votes for Obama than for Romney. We're running this show, guys. We're going to undo the sequestration. I mean, why isn't Harry Reid sending back bills to the House? Boehner keeps sending bills to the Senate that have, throw the kids off food stamps, everything he can do to destroy social services in the United States, because it's crack cocaine, didn't you know? As Michelle Bachmann pointed out. Why doesn't Harry Reid send back ones that say the delete sequestration?
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
I mean, instead of just standing there and saying, I'm going to stand firm while you punch me, let's kick him in the butt.